Hello everyone, this is Dr. Vijay Raghavan. Today's topic is obesity. It is not a simple appearance but a disease. What is obesity? As we said, it is not just a physical appearance but it is a disease. Yes, it is a disease with its own complications. It is fast growing disease of the modern world. What was predominantly a Western disease is now an increasing menace all over the world. It is no more the disease of the affluent. What is worse is, it is now the disease of adolescents. The saddest part of it is, youngsters are getting affected more and more in this disease all over the world. What are the important facts about obesity? 1 in 8 persons in the world are suffering from a disease called obesity according to the data 2022. So it should be more today. When the adult obesity has doubled since 1990, adolescent obesity has gone up by 4 times. So there are more youngsters getting affected because of this disease. 43% of the adults are overweight and 16% are obese according to 2022 data all over the world. So according to 2025 data, 35 million children under 5 are overweight. Look at the picture, under 5 years of age, they are all overweight. So let's look at the definition of obesity. Overweight is a condition of excessive fat deposit, while obesity is a chronic, that is slowly progressive, relapsing disease arising due to complex interactions. Relapsing. You may reduce weight, but it will come back again. So it has a tendency to come back. So it's a relapsing disease arising due to a complex interaction between genetics, eating behavior, access to healthy diet, market forces, and broad environment. Each factor is important. So what are the causes for obesity? Obvious simplistic view of the cause is it's an imbalance of energy intake, that is diet, and the energy expenditure, that is physical activity. As we saw before, there are many factors contributing to the disease. Genetic factors and psychosocial factors as well as environmental factors are also important. Rarely a single factor like medication, long-term usage of steroids can produce obesity. Certain diseases of the hormones like low thyroid function or high steroid secretions in the body due to disease process can lead to obesity. Prolonged bedridden status due to any cause like major injuries or fractures of the spine can lead to obesity, obviously due to the lack of exercise and reduced energy expenditure but continuous intake of normal high calorie diet. Environment factors, what we said was limited availability of healthy food at locally affordable cost. Limited availability of space for physical activity. Now that is very important thing to remember today. Our cities and urban areas are completely loaded with structures and there is hardly any space for physical activity. Another important point is lack of awareness of the issue of obesity. People should know obesity is a disease. So that lack of awareness is another important factor. And lack of effective health system response to identify obesity at the early stage. So what are the social causes for obesity? General food security. We are all very happy that our food security is there. We have plenty of food. So plenty of food can lead to obesity. Socio-economic development. Price we pay for affluence. Now we have more money, so we eat more and do less physical exercise because we have bigger cars. Worst thing is work from home. Shift in the diet due to high pressure commercials promoting unhealthy diet. And importantly, lack of physical activity. Societal and individual behavior driven by globalization and industrialized food system. Pizza, pasta, various types, masala type, Indian type, tawa type of pizzas. So these are pushing people to consume unhealthy diet. Again, each factor is a significant contributor to the enormity of the issue. Okay, now let's know how do we know if we are obese or overweight. Body mass index is an important component in identifying weight-related disease like overweight and obesity. It is known that weight for age is not accurate as body build has to be taken into consideration. Hence, the component of height to weight is taken into account to calculate body mass index. So it is calculated by weight in kilograms divided by square of the height in meters. There are gradations in the obesity. The definition of weight-related conditions are outlined very well. It is all stabilized and standardized. In adults, when the body mass index is more than or equal to 25, it is overweight. When it is more than 30, then it is obesity. Obesity is again graded as class 1 when the BMI is 30 to 34.9 with mild risks. From 35 to 39.9, it is class 2 obesity with moderate risk. Above 40, it is a classical class 3 obesity with high and very severe risk. Extreme obesity if it is more than 50 kilograms per meter square, when the BMI is more than 50. Let's look at the other extreme. If the BMI is less than 16, it is severe thinness. If it is 16 to 17, it is moderate thinness. 17 to 18.5 is mild thinness. So the normal is between 18.5 to 25. Anything above 25 becomes obese. Now we all said mild risk, moderate risk, severe risk. So what are the risks of being obese? The list of risks are: number 1, high blood pressure; 2, high bad cholesterol; low good cholesterol and high triglycerides; number 3, diabetes; 4, coronary heart disease; 5, stroke; gallbladder disease; joint issues like degeneration of joint, especially hips and knees; sleep apnea. This is another very important issue with people with obesity, where the person stops breathing while sleeping and develops breathing problems. Certain cancers are seen in obese people like breast, endometrial carcinoma, colon, kidney, gallbladder and liver. So what are the other risks? Low quality of life, mental issues like depression and anxiety, body pains, physical functional disability, higher death rates when compared to people of the same age in normal weight. So what are the risk factors for obese children? In adolescents, obesity, they have an adverse psychosocial issues leading to drop in the school performance, drop in quality of life, compounding stigma of obesity, discrimination and bullying. Before we go into the obesity, let's look at the underweight. What are the issues in underweight? Anemia, vitamin deficiency, bone weakness leading to fracture, breaking of bones even with minimal stress or injury, decreased immunity leading to repeated infections, decreased physical growth, reproductive issues in women, increased risk after any surgery, increased death rate when compared to people of the same age with normal weight. Look at the statement, it is exactly the same for obesity. So if you are far below your weight or above your normal weight, there is an increased death rate when compared to a person of the same age with normal weight. So now it is obvious that both types of malnourishment are associated with problems including death. So what should be done? Overweight and obesity with their complications are largely preventable and manageable. The preventive action starts at the time of conception of the child and its growth in uterus. Make sure the weight gain during pregnancy is appropriate and not excessive. Exclusive breastfeeding for 6 months and continued breastfeeding for 2 years is good. Ensure behavior of children regarding healthy eating habits. Ensure physical activity. Discouraging sedentary behavior and sleep. Limiting the screen time. This is the most important thing. Screen time takes away physical activity. Limiting consumption of sweetened beverages and energy-dense food. Children are often attracted to chocolates, ice cream, pizzas. So these are high energy or dense energy food, and they have to be consumed in limited quantities. Avoiding tobacco and alcohol, encouraging emotional self-regulation, limiting energy intake from total fat and sugar, ensuring consumption of fruits and vegetables, ensuring eating of legumes, that is pulses, whole grains and nuts, and most importantly, engage in regular physical activities. What about adults? As expected, lifestyle modification is most important thing. Avoid eating and drinking a lot of food and beverages that are high in calories, sugar and fat. Stop drinking a lot of beverages with added sugars. Prevent lot of time sitting, lying down and sleeping. Walking down to the workplace, grocery shop and place of worship, which none of us do as of today. Making sure you consume homemade healthy food, including fruits and vegetables, and avoid fast food and fatty food. Cook at home. That's the moral of the story. Another important aspect is sleep. While excessive sleep adds to the weight due to reduction of physical activities, lack of sleep also leads to obesity. When sleepless, one tends to consume junk food as diversion from the sleeplessness. So we have been talking about healthy diet and healthy diet, fat-free diet. What is a healthy diet? Eating vegetables of all types, whole fruits and definitely not juices. We keep talking about whole fruit, but because it contains a lot of fibers, while fruit juices do not have. Whole grains like brown rice, oats and whole wheat bread. Again, refining and removing the fibers leads to obesity. Dairy products like fat-free or low-fat milk, yogurt or cheese. Proteins from the lentil, peas, nuts, seeds, soya beans, lean meats, poultry, eggs and seafood are good. Oil from olive, seafoods, fish oils are always good. Nuts and avocados are good to consume. Coming to the second important component, physical activity. Its importance cannot be overstressed. I don't keep talking about physical activity. Nobody can say that. Physical activity is essential for every individual, even when obesity is not an issue. Moderate intense aerobic activity like brisk walking or dancing for at least half an hour for at least 5 days a week is a must. Muscle strengthening activities that involves all major muscle groups on 2 or more days in a week is mandatory. Overweight and obesity makes physical activity a difficult task, and lack of physical activity worsens obesity. Physical activities may be difficult to start with and may need extra effort and patience. But once it becomes a regular activity, it is seldom felt as a difficult proposition. Most important point to remember is to be prepared for a setback. Sometimes your focused regimen of weight reduction by diet control and physical activity may have a setback by some family or workplace gathering leading to overeating. It is normal. Remember, it is normal and it is okay. Focus to come back after the setback is important. Try to eat only when hungry. Try to avoid snacks. Avoid areas where treats are available. Keep track of your progress using online trackers and smartphone apps. Set goal and stick to them. Always compensate for missed physical activity. I didn't walk yesterday. Today I will walk little more. It is known fact that weight reduction is easy, but maintaining is the toughest job. Metabolism slows down when you lose weight, so you need fewer calories. Once you have achieved your target weight, continue the schedule of healthy food, regular physical exercise, and keep track of your weight. Maybe I can say all the best. So before we go, there are various medical and surgical treatment available for treating obesity. There are medications which will reduce your appetite so that you eat less. And there are medications to produce early satiety, satisfaction of full stomach, and they can help you to reduce weight. But these cannot be a replacement for your diet and physical activity based approaches. There are plenty of surgical operations available for obesity. They are all associated with their own major complications. But they are useful when the obesity is life-threatening and when it is uncontrollable by diet and physical activity. As we said, Physical activity becomes an impossible task in an obese person. Unless he reduces weight, he cannot walk. Unless he walks, he cannot reduce weight. So these are the people who may be helped by surgical procedures. Of course, the surgeries are the procedure to prevent absorption of consumed food. Okay, I'm telling you not to eat, but you're still eating. I will make sure that whatever you are eating is not absorbed. Reduction in the size of the stomach capacity to prevent you from eating a large meal. I clip your stomach into 1/4 or even 1/8 of the capacity, so you will reduce your intake to a large extent. Thank you for your attention. We'll see you another day with another topic. Dr. Vijay Raghavan signing off. Bye.